Lyon forced to sell star. Barca offer cut price Dembele. Mbappe will not be leaving. A transfer roundup and today's Thursday favourites all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host Matt Fodick, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, Lyon may be forced to sell one of their main stars, and apparently Manchester United have agreed a deal to bring in Ousmane Dembele. Now, for around 70 million euros, they will be able to bring the French striker to the club, mainly because due to the Liga season being cancelled, Lyon did not finish in the Champions League spaces. This is the first time this century, actually, I believe, that Lyon have failed to qualify for any sort of European competition, and well, if you add that to the fact that finances are a little bit short at the moment, they're definitely going to need to raise some funds. There were rumours that other players are going to leave, including our and both Depay as well, but it looks like Dembele may be the first out of the door. Now, those of you in English football will actually remember him because he used to play for Fulham. He then went to Celtic, good enough to Lyon, and now to Manchester United. It looks like that is the next progression in his career, but having said this, I personally have a few reservations about where he will actually fit in. Is he going to get the game time ahead of Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford? He's certainly not going to play out wide in the front three, so he's only going to go for that main spot. I guess it really is going to be only him or Martial, though, as it looks like Odion Ighalo's loan move may be coming to an end, as his parent club in China want him back for the start of the next Chinese season. But next up, though, and to Ousmane Dembele. Now, there's so much talk about him leaving the club, and along with this, there's always talk about how much he's going to cost. Well, apparently, Barcelona are looking to move this deal along just a little bit by absolutely slashing the price that they're asking for him. When all is said and done with all the extra clauses and all that load of nonsense, Barcelona would have apparently paid up to 135 million for Dembele to Dortmund. So it's rather bizarre that now apparently they're willing to accept just 53 million. This of course brings a whole new realm of clubs into the equation, because there are a few more clubs that can afford 53 as opposed to whatever, 100, 80, 90, something like that. Of course, Dembele's wages will still be a stumbling block, but it's now thought that instead of just, who knows, maybe PSG or Juventus being able to afford him, the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea and one or two others are also in the frame as well. Of course, 53 million isn't a huge amount in today's market, but it's also not small either, especially when you consider Dembele is massively injury prone. I mean, Barcelona know what it's like to pay for an injury prone player, so I'm not sure that many other clubs will be that tempted to take a punt on him at 53 million. Moving on though, and one player who will not be leaving, and that is Kylian Mbappe. The Qatari owners at PSG have said without doubt he will not be leaving the club this summer, and they will still try to offer him a new deal on his current contract, which expires in 2022. This is good news for sporting director Leonardo, who has a whole lot of other shit to worry about. I mean, first off, there's the Neymar nonsense. Apparently he's really happy in Paris, but then if Barcelona come calling, he may want to move back. There's also a few other players who could be leaving: Edison Cavani, Angel Di Maria. They might be bringing one or two others in. It's going to be a very busy summer for PSG. So to have the fact that Kylian Mbappe, his star player, who definitely won't be leaving, he doesn't have to worry about it, means he can get just a little bit more sleep. Of course, when next transfer window rolls around, he'll probably have to think about it all over again, as Real Madrid are set to be hot on the tail of Mbappe, not for the first time. They're going to have to probably make a record bid if they want to bring the striker to the club, but he is kind of a generational talent, so it's probably going to be worth it in the long run. And talking of PSG, they kick off our roundup of the rest of the day's news, as they're apparently in talks with Chelsea over the £43 million release clause for Timu Bakayoko. Alongside this, Carlo Ancelotti wants Wendell from Sporting Lisbon. AC Milan are interested in bringing Denzel Dumfries to the club from PSV, and thankfully Dele Alli has said that he and his family are safe and okay after a robbing at their house on the early hours of Wednesday morning. So lastly but not least, we come to Thursday favourites, where you're asking me 5 of my favourite whatevers in football. This one comes from Ghana Top 10s, who said, Matt, who are your favourite 5 African players of all time? This was a tough list, but let's get straight into it. So again, even though some of you don't seem to comprehend this is my 5 favourite. That is not the 5 best, and there isn't a player I've forgotten or missed out on purpose. It's my 5 favourite. And we're kicking things off with the Malian Freddie Kanouté. Yes, he was very poor. No, poor. Wait. Yes, his record wasn't exactly the best when he was playing at Spurs, which is when I first kind of got introduced to him, but he was such a brilliant player who could do so many bizarre things. He was just so entertaining to watch. Of course, he then went on to go and be an absolute legend at Sevilla, winning numerous Copa del Rey and UEFA Cup trophies, and I just think he had such a wonderful career. Definitely one of my top 5s. In fact, number 5, because number 4 is Didier Drogba. Although he was often the scourge of Tottenham, at Chelsea, you just couldn't not appreciate how good Didier Drogba was. For me, he was almost an era-defining player both on and off the pitch. What he brought to England at the time, he wasn't just a target man with insane physicality, but he also was such a brilliant footballer with both feet. He really, as I say, defined that Chelsea team and defined a whole new era of the Premier League. For me, an incredible player, despite the fact he always scored against my favourite team. But nevertheless, let's get on with the rest of the list. Number 3, and talking of goal scorer supreme, Samuel Eto'o. He scored goals, he had a big smile on his face, and there really wasn't much to dislike about him. An insane amount of goals over a ridiculous career and Champions League titles with Barcelona and Inter Milan as well. Number 2, though, and talking of Champions League winners, and maybe a little lesser known to you guys, but is Porto's Champions League winner, Benny McCarthy. The South African was, let's say, not an unbelievable player, but he certainly was an exciting player to watch. When he found the back of the net, my God, did you know about it. As I said, he was part of that legendary Jose Mourinho team that won the Champions League against all odds back in 2004, so that's enough for him to get into my top 5 favourite list. But coming to number 1 and my favourite African player of all time, without doubt, JJ Okocha. For those of you who know, you just know. Incredible ability. Insane on the ball, pull out stuff that you'd probably see on like the playground when you're just messing around with your mates and you pull off some outrageous skill. This guy's doing it on a professional football pitch at the top level of European football, making defenders look stupid, all with a massive grin on his face, and just seemed like the most likeable bloke in football. So yeah, definitely far and away my number 1 favourite. You guys though, let me know your 5 favourite in the comment section down below. Remember, it's not the 5 best African players of all time, it's your favourite. So don't take no crap from nobody in the comments. Anyway, that is all from me for today. Make sure you let me know your thoughts, the rest of the day's daily news as well in the comment section below. Once you're there, smash the like button, click here or here. Check out the rest of the screen for all of our stuff on Onefootball at the moment. Until next time though, have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.